Salutations. Welcome to another episode of Cardi's Perspective. And happy Halloween. Yes, we finally made it here. So we are finna get into the celebration and everything. But I want to say, earlier I was in the store, right? And they was playing a song. They was playing a song by Beyonce, ain't heard in a while. It was that song, Irreplaceable. You must not know about me. And I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan, but shout outs to her. But I do like how their music is a part of my soundtrack. Now, that song Irreplaceable, it's only one bar in that song that I like, because it goes like this, right? In a previous life, right, I was wheeling and dealing in the streets, trapping, selling drugs, being the pusher. Yeah, I remember like yesterday because it was Super Bowl. It was the Bears versus Indiana. And I was in the hotel, I'm kicking with my peoples and all that stuff. We had some work, we was chopping it up, we having a good time. And long story short, people do not listen to you because it was something that was very off that day. Like everything seemed to flow very smooth. And then we was in the hotel and I was peeping certain people that was in the lobby that just didn't look like they belonged there per se. So I'm peeping all this, and I gave the word. I was like, listen, I think we should stop right now. We should stop. We don't need to serve nobody. We don't need to sell another bag, nothing. Lo and behold, somebody calls up. Oh yeah, we got to get this money. I knew that we should have failed back. Let me just put that out there. But here's nobody listens to me, right? So, boom, here we go. One of my guys, he goes, makes the play, bam, he gets caught up by the police. He do some goofy shit, and then they end up searching him. They find his key card, so now they figure like, hey, we can go to the damn spot. So they come to the spot, they're knocking on our doors, and my heart is literally about to jump out my chest because I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. Same old shit, all just a different day, like DMX said, right? So here we go. Now I find myself flushing all the weed down the damn drain, flushing that. We got the other narcotics. We're trying to save that. For some reason, somebody thought that was a good idea to throw it in the vent. So boom, we put it in the vent. Bam, next thing you know, 12 police, 5-0, whatever you want to call them these days. They come in, they start doing their searching, and they arrest everybody. And then they just sit us down, right? They put us in handcuffs, they sit us down, they chain up the room. Yeah, we know y'all been busy, this and that. And it was an officer, a sergeant actually. I shouldn't put his name out there, but long story short, he was notorious for busting all of the peddlers and pushers in his area. So he's tearing up the place, him and his officers tearing up the place, and then they bring two of my guys out. They start asking them questions. Now at this time, I had fell back from the game because I wasn't really involved. I was just more so on the outskirts, but still involved, you know what I'm saying, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, trying to get out, right? So boom, next thing you know, they arrested everybody, right? So bam, we getting arrested. They got us in the back of the damn paddy wagon. I ain't got nothing on, literally. I got on a tank top, a white tank top. And this is Super Bowl, so you know it'd be cold. Snow on the ground, everything. Boom, they put us in there. And then they get us to the damn station, right? So as they get us to the station, they search us. And then my guy at the time, I don't know how he did this. It still amazes me what the human body can do. But all of a sudden, some paramedics fall from his ass, right? So the police officer, he picks it up. Then he looks at me and smiles like, yeah. He got the look on like, yeah, I got you now. And I'm looking at him like, no, you don't. That didn't fall out my ass, so I don't know what the fuck. So, bam. Next thing you know, I'm just sitting back, right? We get arrested, they do the paperwork, bang. Now it's court time, right? So we go to court the first day, they give everybody a bail. A couple of my peoples make it out, and I feel some type of way because my peoples didn't bail me out as fast as they could, because knowing that we had these streets on lock and we could get money very fluently, it seemed to take them a little bit of time to get me out. So I'm just in that bitch waiting. I'm just like, man, this is fucked up. People should listen to me. That's when I made the choice right then and there that I'm done with the game, right? So I made a choice in my mind, I'm done with it. So lo and behold, I end up getting bailed out, right? I end up getting bailed, cool. Maybe 2 weeks later after that incident. Still was a little bit longer than me, but case in point, I get out. So now I'm out. Now it's time to go to court. And mind you, I was already on probation for a whole nother incident prior to this, maybe a couple of years. At this time in my life, in this prior time, I was very active with a lot of things, per se. So boom, now it's time to go to court. So we go to court. Everybody's in a ones or twos and whatnot, suits and ties and all that. So we go into court, and then, you know, they're doing their litigations, per se. And next thing you know, the judge asks the most important question at this time, because they're doing this. And then the judge was like, okay, where was the warrant? Like, where was the warrant? And where was the search warrant? Anything. And they didn't have that in our graces. Now, mind you, what I forgot to tell you guys was, when the police was searching, they did end up finding the narcotics. Because after they didn't find it, it was a piece of plastic literally sticking out from the vent. And they opened up the vent, and voila, everything pushed out. So now they got their evidence, they got everything. But here we go. This is the law, right? They didn't have no search warrant. So they were so thirsty to get us off the streets that they didn't even have a search warrant. Had they had a search warrant, it would have been a whole different story. Maybe I wouldn't even be right here telling you this story. You know what I mean? So bam, the judge was like, hey, you ain't got no search warrant. We're going to dismiss this. And they did, literally. And that's when that song, Beyonce, Irreplaceable, popped in my head. Because as we was walking past this sergeant, and he had the filthiest look on his face because he couldn't even believe it. Like, he had all his ducks in order, but he forgot one crucial element. So as we walked and I looked past him, that song popped in my head, and I was popping my collar like, hey, you must not know about me. You must not know about me. Greatest feeling. That song hit so different at that time period, you know. It was like, woo. After that, like I said, I gave up that particular aspect of my life. And then I just became a civilian, started thinking more rationally, more logically, using my cognitive senses and using all the elements that God has gave upon me. So I say all that to say this: you can always change the narrative no matter what's going on in your life. You just want to make sure that it's in the best of your interest and that it don't affect nobody, because that did affect a lot of things. I ended up almost missing the birth of my son because of my actions. So just know that you are responsible for you. But other than that, it is Halloween. I think I throw a little scary story out there, but you know, everything is good. Everything is kosher. I'm loving this life. You know, God has given me enough chances and enough grace, and he's been with me through it all. So I can't be nothing but thankful. And I'm thankful for everybody that watches me. Even though I'm not bubbling up, I think I might as well keep on trying, because that's what it is. You can't cheat the grind. You got to keep going. Got to keep going. The algorithm of life will change. You just got to keep pushing through. And that's it. But everybody have a good day. It's your boy, Cardi's Perspective. I'm out of here.